Your oneness will arise in all its glory and magnificence to amaze and delight you. October 18, 2015. Most of you have a problem with the truth that all are one. As separated humans, individuals in your own separate bodies, it is very difficult for you to conceive of being one with someone you dislike, let alone with someone who is generally recognized as a criminal or as an oppressive dictator. But those are just illusory aspects of yourself that resulted from the attempted separation from your divine source. When you awaken, as you inevitably will, because it is both your will and God's, your oneness will arise in all its glory and magnificence to amaze and delight you. Your various earthly cultures and ethnicities have very complex and exacting standards of behavior to which you are taught to conform as you grow from infancy to adulthood. On reaching adulthood, those standards of behavior have become so ingrained that you never even think of questioning their validity because you know that those standards are right. And of course you regularly come across people of different cultures and ethnicities who you see as behaving strangely, inappropriately, unacceptably. Love is the totality, all that exists, and it is alive. It is like an energy field, a force field, an infinitely powerful current, like electricity for example, that can be put to use in many different ways. It is the force or energy that brings your bodies, the physical forms of all living beings, to life. When a living being dies, you think of it as having been terminated because its physical body no longer operates satisfactorily and starts to decay. And, within the illusion, that does appear to be the case. But, as modern science has discovered, energy can never be lost, and the life force that powered that physical form has in fact just laid it down and moved on. As I have said before, there is no death insofar as death, as you perceive it, is the moment of permanent termination of life. Life is eternal, life never ends, it can change form, be formless, but it always is because what God creates is forever, and He created life. When you chose to incarnate in human form, you had to accept the limits that form placed upon you in order for you to operate it, work with it, and live enclosed within it. But it is you who makes that form what it is for you. While enclosed within it you have forgotten this, and it frequently seems that you have no choices, that you are in the hands of fate which deals out events and experiences that are very local, such as the death of a loved one or an illness, through to far-reaching ones such as wars, earthquakes, floods, and volcanic eruptions, and over which you have no control but with which you have to cope as best you can. However, where you are on the planet and what you experience there are as a result of choices you made, with guidance and assistance from your teachers and mentors in the spiritual realms. There are no accidents and nor are your lives predetermined. You all, everyone without exception, chose the path on which you embarked for the lessons with which it would present you. When you learn a lesson you move on. How you will respond to a lesson is unknown until it occurs and you actually respond. It is not predetermined, even though you are all aware of the feeling, why do things like this always happen to me? Things like this always happen to you because you chose a life path with those lessons embedded in it so that you could learn and move on. Because you have forgotten that you made this choice before incarnating, it often takes quite a long time for you to realize that there are lessons of enormous importance for you to learn as you live your human lives. Some never realize and lay down their human forms having learned very little of what they had set out to learn. This is not a problem because eventually you will learn all that you chose to learn, and then awakening occurs. As it does, all the pain, worry, fear, anxiety, and suffering that you have undergone will just dissolve because they are all part of the dream, the illusion, and in truth never occurred. Human life appears very real while you are undergoing it, and you become attached to outcomes that you think, as a human, that you want and desire, because you feel sure that they would make you happy. But all of you have achieved desired outcomes only to find that they do not deliver what you had hoped for. What you truly desire is to know yourself as one with God, to return to your natural state of eternal joy. That is the driving force that motivates you as a human, only it mostly drives you to achieve what will please and satisfy your human bodies with which you identify so intensely. When achievements you have sought fail to satisfy you, that dissatisfaction is a trigger point to make you question what it is you are really seeking. Unfortunately, because the apparent possibilities the illusion offers can be so enticing, you normally look for another treat for which to strive, a new relationship, a new job, a new consumer commodity, a new place to live and start over, and none of these will ever satisfy you. You were created to enjoy life eternally in the presence of God. In that state, utter satisfaction and complete contentment envelops you. There is no other state apart from this, let alone one that will bring you lasting joy and happiness. When you realize this, you turn inward seeking reality, and when you do, all in the spiritual realms rejoice because you have turned homewards. However, due to the noise of the illusion, you do find it difficult to make contact with the real you, the higher self that you have always been, the self in whom your eternal happiness resides. That is why daily visits to your holy inner sanctuary are essential for your well-being and spiritual growth. In that quiet inner space, if you persist, quietly allowing, without impatiently demanding results, then as your egoic mind lets go and stops bombarding you with thoughts and worries, you will find moments of great peace that will draw you inwards and onwards towards your true nature, where you know yourself as one with God. It does take great patience and stillness, because the ego was designed to distract and disturb you by bringing all the noise and confusion of the illusion into your awareness in every moment of your human lives. When you are ruled by your ego, fear and anxiety drive you to change your circumstances, to seek the satisfaction that it often seems that others have, but that you do not. And much of that noise is caused by the general state of unrest in which humans everywhere frantically seek what they think is missing from their lives. However, nothing is missing, you have just, through the noise of the illusion, temporarily hidden your true nature from your awareness. So, go within, be quiet, and ask for assistance from those in the spiritual realms whom you feel comfortable calling on, and ask for a love squeeze to remind you of the joy that is to come. You are not alone or abandoned in a meaningless world, you are just sleeping, having dreams and nightmares, and it is inevitable that you awaken into reality. With so very much love, Saul. Channeled by John Smallman. johnsmallman.wordpress.com